Hi, I'm Edgar Gabriel, and I would like to share with you my method of teaching the bow hold. Now, this bow hold is the Franco-Belgian, or we also call it the Galamian bow hold after the great teacher Ivan Galamian. We hold it like this. Now, there is another bow hold, and that is called the Russian bow hold. There's nothing wrong with it. Great violinists such as Jascha Heifetz use that bow hold, but that is not the one we're doing here. So if you notice that the two fingers are together in the middle, these two middle fingers, and then the outer fingers are apart. There's a space here. And the thumb is bent. Very important. There is a variation of this that I use with beginners where I have them put the thumb here on the bottom of the frog. And the reason I do that is because it's very difficult for the beginner to not bend the thumb in. They always do something like that and bend it in. We need it out. Okay, so that's very important. So it's just one less problem when a beginner is starting to just not even have to worry about that. You just put the thumb over here and we're good to go. We can play lots of other things, and then we move this over later. So everything's all the same, and I will go over the thumb part at the end. But right now, we're putting the thumb here in that Franco-Belgian style. All right, how do we do this? How do we get this bow hold this way and comfortable? We do it in steps. First of all, take your bow and put it in your left hand. Look at the hair. Have the hair facing you and have the frog like chin level. Take your thumb. Find the point of contact that you want. We want the corner of the inside of the thumb here. Okay? The tip corner there. And that's going to make contact with the little space there between the frog and the thumb grip. Okay, there should be a little piece of wood there that's bare, and you put your thumb right there. Okay, and the next thing you do is you take your middle finger and it makes contact with the wood there at that first joint, and then it curves over. And the ring finger does exactly the same thing. It's right next to the middle finger, and again it makes contact with that first joint and it curves over. All right, now with these three fingers, the two fingers and the thumb, we can actually hold the bow. Look at it. If we hold it at its balance point, we're good. These fingers, the first finger and the pinky, do not hold the bow. They don't hold it. They later do things to manipulate the bow and do some really cool things with it, and they need to be free to do that. So they just lay on top of the stick. So it's very important that the thumb and the two middle fingers make contact in the right place. Now we can slide this back here, and again we put the pinky finger down and the first finger down. Okay, so let's go over that again. Do this in steps. Take your time, do one finger at a time so that you know that you have each finger in the right place. So thumb again goes here, right there, almost completely under the stick but not quite. Okay, on the corner of the thumb, right at that place where the thumb, between the thumb grip and the frog there. Okay, then the middle finger curves over and it's right there on that first joint. And the ring finger goes right next to it, touches it. The pinky on top of the stick makes contact with the tip of the pinky finger. And then the first finger lies just right on the stick there, right at that first joint. Okay, now we're going to hold it up in the air so we take the weight off of it. And here's an awesome test to make sure that you're holding it right. So what I want you to do is take the bow, hold it straight up in the air, vertical, and slowly go from vertical to horizontal. You should feel it more and more on the pinky finger as you do that. Now here's the test. Let go of the pinky. The bow should drop like that. Then you know you're holding it right. See, because when you play, the bow just rests on the violin. You don't even need the pinky there because the violin is there to hold up the bow. And we can get a big sound without any effort. We just let the weight of the arm get into the string. Okay? So how do we get used to holding this bow And hold is a kind of a term that I don't like to use, but I don't really have a better one because that implies squeezing it. We don't want to squeeze this bow, okay? We are small muscle athletes when we play music, especially the violin. These small muscles have to move. If these small muscles don't move, the big muscles have to do the work, and that is not conducive to playing the violin. For instance, if I took a pencil, and by the way, you can practice this bow hold with a pencil. You can do that anywhere you like. But if I held a pencil like if I was writing, okay, and I was squeezing this pencil so that these small muscles didn't work, okay, now I have to use my whole arm to write. Well, that's not very good. That's a lot of work. You wouldn't be able to write very well. Nothing would work very well. So we normally write, our small muscles are moving, and then the big muscles a little bit when we write. Okay? Same thing with holding the bow. So let's go back and do this one more time. We take our bow and we put our thumb in place, middle finger, ring finger, pinky, first finger. Make sure everything is curved, everything is rounded. And then rest your bow on an armchair. So I have an armchair here, or a sofa, or you can even pile up pillows there and just rest it there. So you're taking all the weight off and it's just straight up in the air. And do something very mindless, like watch TV. And just sit there and hold that and relax with that. Do that for about 10 minutes a day. Every day. Do that for a week and see how that is. Come back to this video, watch it again, and have your teacher check this as well. And eventually, we're going to be able to do all sorts of really cool things and be really flexible. I will show you in a future video how to get all this stuff going. So, you can just rest your bow here like this. Okay, now, if you are a beginner, it's a very good idea to put the thumb here on the bottom. So everything is exactly the same. We put our thumb here, middle finger here, ring finger here, pinky, and first finger. We cannot do the test because the bow will fall out of our hands with the thumb not there. But we can do everything else, and I would recommend to also hold the bow like this. Well, hopefully this will help you to have a nice bow hold. It takes a long time, and remember, don't squeeze anything. Keep everything curved and rounded. Curved and relaxed and rounded, and try to hold this as light as you possibly can. Thank you.